the founding of Touchpoint by Calvin Butler and myself is kind of an interesting story. And it does, yes, go back to, really to 2015. And it was right after the unrest that we had in the city. It was so traumatic after the funeral of Freddie Gray. I had only known Calvin for a few years at that point in time. He hadn't been in town for very long, but he contacted me. We chatted and he said, I was in a meeting and we're talking about donating some money to patch up some storefronts at Pennsylvania and North. And he said, for some reason, I thought of you. And I thought, wow, okay, that's interesting. First of all, thank you for thinking of me. And I think the context that you need to understand here is that Calvin is a guy from North St. Louis, so didn't really have Baltimore history before he came in 2011 or so. As opposed to me, who, I'm a Baltimore guy and grew up in Northeast Baltimore. And so, I've kind of lived my whole life around this town. So we make kind of an interesting combination in addition to, one of us being white and one of us being black. We got together for weeks, actually, and we decided that we wanted to do something completely different, that we wanted to create something that would give our employees a direct impact on making changes and lifting up communities. And so that's how Touchpoint was born. And we actually opened it at Mondawmin in 2017. And the reason we chose Mondawmin was a couple things. First of all, if you recall, Mondawmin was a particularly painful video of the unrest in terms of some looting going on over there. And so in a way, it was sort of the idea of the phoenix, something good rises from something really, really bad or painful, I should say. So we created Touchpoint based on one basic concept, and that was we wanted to find a way to break the historic isolation of some of the most underserved neighborhoods of Baltimore, in this case, West Baltimore. We're built on four basic principles. One is that, of course, we need to be in the community. Two is we need to be with the community, so we have a really close relationship with all the community leaders there, including the Greater Mondawmin Coordinating Council, of which Adeline Hutchinson is the current president, and the previous president was Jackie Caldwell, both of whom we're very close with. But all the other neighborhood leaders, like Donna Cypress and Mr. Brooks and Pastor Lance, we know all of them. And there are, in fact, 8 neighborhoods that surround the Mondawmin Mall that make up the Greater Mondawmin community. And then, of course, our nonprofit partners is the third leg of the stool. So we join forces with Thread, with Baltimore Corps, both of whom have their headquarters in Touchpoint now. And then we're also very closely aligned with the Center for Urban Families, which is Joe Jones. So in addition to in the community, with the community and nonprofit partners, the last leg of the stool is ongoing corporate involvement. So that is Whiting Turner and BGE employees having an opportunity to engage in programs that we design and run at Touchpoint to do mentoring and tutoring and various ways to lift the community with things like financial literacy or healthy cooking or any kind of school or college related assistance that we can put out there. Several hundred Whiting Turner people and a similar number of BGE people have participated in the last, whatever this is, 5-6 years. And so it's a really important part of our community work to this day.